What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, NBA DFS video. It is Monday. It is November 11th. We have 5 games to go over, and hopefully we can have some success here. So, looking at this, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Hit the subscribe button. We've got a ton of new subscribers over the weekend, which is awesome. We have giveaways every single day. 2 giveaways. Like the video, be a subscriber, and leave a comment on this video. If this video gets at least 50 likes, you have a chance at a free week of FTA Plus, which is every sport we offer. 100 likes on the video, a free month. 150 likes, a free year. 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a lifetime pass. The second way to win, somewhere in the video I'll say keyword, listen for said keyword, and type it in as well. So yesterday's video did not have 50 likes, but we are going to roll the dice, the beautiful bean footage, to see who the winner of using the keyword from yesterday is, and we'll re-roll it till we see that keyword. Booze Miller, the key phrase was peanut butter. So congratulations, Booze. All I need you to do is email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. That's dfshelp1@gmail.com. Let me know if you have a username on the website. If you do not, let me know a username and email you would like, and we will get you set up. So again, go to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. Check out all of the information under all of the tabs. Thank you guys for an amazing NASCAR season. We are done with NASCAR until February if we bring it back. It just depends if there's enough interest in it. We've still got MMA, which we absolutely killed MMA on Saturday. MLB will be back in the spring. So we are going to focus NBA, NFL, PGA, and MMA. So that being said, anytime there are at least 5 games on the slate, we go ahead and give you 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks at each position. If you want to see even more than that, go to the NBA tab, go to Fanduel Simulations, go to the projections. I usually tell people, check the simulations and projections about 2 to 3 hours before before tip-off for the first game, because we will update stuff and when news and notes comes out. So we're going to give you early projections. Now, these are floor projections, and we're going to, they will change a little bit. We're also going to give you some of the information, fantasy points trends with them, see if you guys like it this way. And we'll go from there. Some of the value plays will open up throughout the day when some of these guys who are ruled out, we've already got some people ruled out, but we still got questionable tags that we're kind of waiting on for the foreseeable future. So we will find some value, but we're going to go position by position. Then at the end of this video, we're going to build a FanDuel lineup, and we are going to build a DraftKings lineup. So that being said, let's jump into the shooting guard position. Looking at the top of the shooting guard, SGA. We've got SGA projected. Now, it is a back-to-back, so that's always something to look at. So if you're looking at SGA for a backup, and you kind of see what he does on a second game of a back-to-back, you kind of just got to go through and see how they do. 1, 2, 48.7, 43.7. 44.5, and then he went off against Atlanta for 76.75. So I don't think it matters on a back-to-back. That is the kind of matchup we're looking at. I've got him projected at 51 fantasy points. His season average for over the season is 46.8. Last 10 is 46.8, and he's averaging his last 5, 41.3. The DVP matchup is not the best form. It is the 3rd DVP, so that is something that we kind of want to look at a little bit. A little bit better DVP, but still not great. James Harden, we've got him projected at 47.3 fantasy points, but probably right around 48 to 52 is the range. We're looking at 9th DVP against the Chargers, or against OKC. So that is definitely something that you want to check out. We got De'Aaron Fox projected right around 44 fantasy points, 15th DVP. So I like this matchup for him. Looking at mid-tier picks here, Kobe White at 33 fantasy points, Jose Alvarado at 29, and Chris Paul at 29. And then some value that, again, this value can and will open up throughout the day. If he plays, Karis LeVert, 26 fantasy points, Ben Simmons, 25 fantasy points, and Ayu Dosunmu at 24 fantasy points as well. Moving to the shooting guard position. We got Donovan Mitchell right around 42 fantasy points. Great DVP, 28th out of 30 DVP against Chicago. Jordan Poole, we're looking about 35 fantasy points. And Jalen Green, we're looking about 35. Mid-tier here, Dennis Schroeder at 33. Norman Powell, 32. Carlton Carrington at 28. And then some value that we might be able to find. one of the Champagne boys, I believe it is Julian, right? Or is this Justin? Julian Champagne. I know that's not how you say his name. That's how we say it here. I've got him right around 21 fantasy points. He's got a 26 DVP there. Same game, different team. Kevin Herter, 20 fantasy points, 25th DVP. And then another value pick that we could be looking at, Alex Caruso, if he gets some run. We're looking at about 19 to 22 fantasy point range. We're looking right around 20th DVP for him. Moving to the small forward position for the day. Now, this obviously opens up a ton because Williamson is out for the foreseeable future, but Brandon Ingram got him about 42 fantasy points, 17th DVP in there. We got Jalen Williams for OKC, 40 to 42 fantasy point range. He's 24th DVP. And then DeMar DeRozan right around 38 fantasy points. He is against the first DVP against his position, so that might be a little bit concerning, but I've got him 38 to 42 fantasy point range there. Mid-tier here for the small forward, we've got Cam Johnson at right around 32 fantasy points. We've got Corey Kispert at 28. We've got Bilal Coulibaly about 28 fantasy points. And then some value at this position. Keyshawn George at 24. Tari Eason at 23. And Amon Thompson at 23. Moving to the power forward, we have Evan Mobley, 29th DVP against Chicago. 36 to 40 fantasy point range is what I'm looking at. Keegan Murray, right around 31 to 35. And then Keldon Johnson, right around 27 to 30 fantasy point range. Mid-tier here, we've got, is it Jabari Smith Jr. for Houston? I believe it is. Jabari Smith Jr. Got him right around 25 fantasy points. We've got, Patrick Williams right around 22. Dorian Finney-Smith, 22 fantasy points. And then a little bit of value if they play Amir Coffey at 18 fantasy points, Derek Jones Jr. at 17, and Aaron Wiggins 17 to 20 fantasy points for the power forward. Now we are on to the center position for tonight. Probably my favorite play of the day, Victor Wembanyama. We've got him about 58 fantasy points. Would not be surprised if Wemby goes for more than that. If you look at his game logs, 59 there, 38, 29, 70. Like, he's been up and down. DVP for him is 15th, so right in the middle against Sacramento. In that same game, Sabonis, about 47 to 50 fantasy points. Pretty much a walking double-double at this point, if not a triple-double threat. Alperen Sengun at 44 fantasy points. Then some mid-tier picks. Jarrett Allen, who's also a double-double threat every night, it seems, 36 fantasy points. Chet Holmgren, questionable right now, but monitor this. 28 DVP for him, 36 fantasy points. And then Nick Claxton, 32 fantasy points in that spot. Then we look for some value. Not a ton of value. We got Yves Missy at 18 fantasy points, Zach Collins at 18 fantasy points, and Daniel Theis about 16 to 20 fantasy point range, depending on if he plays. Daniel Theis does have a little bit of value because he's facing the 21st DVP against the center position. So there you have it. Those are some of the projection. No, is Holmgren out now, or is he questionable? Oh, no, he is out. Okay, so Chet Holmgren is completely out. Didn't realize it updated. So instead of him, you could go Valanciunas, about 28 fantasy points. He's got the 26th DVP against Houston. So those are some of the projections. If you want to see all of the projections, you want to see all of the simulations, you want to see the Vegas odds, you want to see everything there, check us out right there. It is FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. You can check us out for $10 a week, $30 a month. $200 for a year unless you use the promo code NBA is back, all one word, all capital letters. Check us out. You get it for $74.99 instead of $199. So definitely check us out. If you have not, Outlier.bet is the website that is the sponsor to all of these videos. Whether or not you're doing sports betting, DFS, breaking down games, looking at certain bets for Monday Night Football, for basketball, they've got you covered there. From insights to injuries to bets to props to plus EV. Check it all out. Use the link down below. You sign up, 7-day free trial. After that, if you sign up for their package, we will give you a free month of FTA Plus, which is a $30 value. If you sign up to their pro package, we are going to give you 3 months free of FTA Plus, which which is a $90 value. So check them out today. So that being said, we are going to build a couple of lineups. We're going to look at some of the value. We haven't talked about all of the value. There's a ton of value today that I have found early on. So we did not talk about him, but Fred VanVleet, I am going to be using him. He's going to be in some sort of lineups here for me. I think we got to get Donovan Mitchell in our lineups. He's one of the pay-ups that I do like today. Caruso is one that we already talked about. If he gets the run in the minutes, I do like Alex Caruso today. Tari Eason is another one we talked about. It's got a great matchup here. DVP-wise, fantasy point-wise, minutes-wise. As long as he plays the minutes that we think he can play, I like the matchup here. Center, I got to get Wemby in here. I'm paying up. He's my pay-up guy for the day. Isaiah Joe, we used him. Was it yesterday or the day before? It was yesterday. 19.5, played 23 minutes. That's kind of what you're looking at. If he could get 23 to 25 minutes at 3,600 in this matchup, his DVP, looking at his DVP, is 20th. If he can get the minutes, I do like that. If he could get 25 plus fantasy points out of Isaiah Joe, we are probably looking at some good money here if the rest of the plays work out. I would pay down for Lou Dort a little bit, matchup-wise, minutes-wise as well. And then Shenzhen. I can't spell. Alperen Shenzhen. We are looking at him against Washington. I love this matchup for him. He's averaging 41 fantasy points a game. So that is at one lineup. We will have more lineups on the website. We'll have more projections, more simulations to give you guys a little bit more idea. But this is the early lineup. Now, it can and will change if other people are ruled out throughout the day. Excuse me. Or if other bigger values open up because X, Y, and Z are ruled out for the day. We'll just kind of wait on that and see. But with 5 games, there's not a ton of player pool to work with, but it is pretty much a good player pool that I love to look at because 5 games is about the sweet spot when I'm building lineups and looking for a certain amount of games to go with. Now let's go here and let's build a lineup. I think Victor is going to be put in power forward because we're able to go at different positions. So I'm picking him. I think I kind of want Sabonis as well. So I'm going to pay up. The big pay up out here on FanDuel as of now is at the power forward position. We talked about VanVleet on DraftKings, but his price and his DVP, I like his matchup here. De'Aaron Fox is still a pay up here as well. This is then where we got to find some value. So Alex Caruso is going to be in there at 4,600. I think we could probably pay down for Keon Ellis. It'll really just depend on the minutes that are in for him, but he's been playing. The minutes have been weird and the production has been off. But the minutes, he's coming off 28 minutes and only 11.2 fantasy points, which is wild in that game. I think it's an outlier, speaking of. But I would look at that situation. Speaking of keyword of the day, it's key phrase, Veterans Day. So anyone who served, thank you for your service. And we are running into a lot of, and I found a lot of people that have reached out. They say they've been veterans or they've served. And I get emails, I get tweets, DMs and stuff, or whatever we call X now. Thank you for your service. But that is the password or keyword of the day or key phrase of the day. So looking at the small forward, I think Dylan Brooks, as long as he can get the minutes, I'm okay with him at 4,700. Again, this is more of a boomer bust lineup. It is not one that is just a set it and forget it type lineup. And it's not, this wouldn't be, if I'm only making one lineup tonight, it's not this lineup. There will be different ones on the website. So this is the lineup I'm making for FanDuel early. If anything changes, we'll definitely see. But you can see we have a ton of value here, under 5K through this range right here. Paying up for Sabonis, paying up for Wemby, paying up for De'Aaron Fox as well. So yeah, that's what I've got. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, make sure you get those down below. Make sure you like the video and leave a comment so we can get you into the, hopefully, at least 50 likes. So you guys have 2 chances to win FTA Plus today. So that's what I've got. Any questions, comments, concerns, get those down below. Email us, and you know the drill. Let's have some fun today on Monday. We've got Monday Night Football tonight. Let's bring home some bacon. Peace!